The webinar will start now. On behalf of the whole CMIT Solutions team, welcome to another Know-It-All webinar. We realize that many people don't have the time to be able to check out and learn the features of the everyday software that we have at our fingertips. The Know-It-All webinars help our clients and invited guests such as yourselves get to know what they don't know.
When you have a technical question and need support, email support.
My apologies for that technical difficulty. I'm just going to shut down our pre-webinar show. And restart up this slide deck. Alrighty. I'm very excited that you've made the time to learn about Office 365, Microsoft's Office in the cloud. We started using Office 365 18 months ago internally, loved it, and have been implementing clients on it ever since. So let's go ahead and get started. A little bit of housekeeping first. If you're having any technical difficulties accessing the webinar, please give our technical support team a call at 203-595-9091, and option 1 will get someone to be able to help you right away. My name is Linda Cooper-Smith, and I'm the President and Chief Technology Advisor for CMIT Solutions of Stamford. And I work with our clients and the team to manage technology and bring them new ways that technology can be of value in business. Dave Wass is also with us, and he is our Office 365 product expert and specialist. Dave is manning the chat box and will be answering any questions that you have. A little bit about us. Who's CMIT Solutions? Well, we're a national technology services company with 140 offices, and I own and operate the Stamford, Connecticut office, which provides services throughout Fairfield County, Connecticut. Companies hire us to ensure their employees are productive, their data is safe, and their networks are secure. We are the only phone number that they need when they have a technology problem or need a question. We leverage the power of our national model for the companies here in Fairfield County, Connecticut. And on the screen you'll see just a couple of the services that we provide. We have a local staff of 7, and whether it's computers or networks or data backup, or even Outlook questions and QuickBooks, we've got you covered. We also have CFO services that help businesses get more profit out of their business. What are you going to go ahead and get out of this webinar? If you have a question at any point in time, just go ahead and enter it into the chat box and Dave will answer your question. So what exactly is Office 365 and what's really included in it? Well, Microsoft 365 is the Office in the cloud. It is really a Microsoft being able to take all of its software products and enable them in the cloud. So it really is seeing that we can take the power of all of the software that used to be able to only live on desktops and servers and be able to provide them to you in an extremely cost-effective way on the cloud. A little bit more about Office 365. So first of all, it starts off with the Office products that you know. Some of you may have a home or a student or a small business version, but with the Office 365 subscription, you get all of the software editions that you see on the screen. Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but you even get Access and Publisher and a wonderful unsung hero called OneNote. Additionally, you get business class email. This means exchange mail that syncs with all of your devices and has a 50 gigabit mailbox. Gone are the days when you have to be able to worry about archiving email or really being able to get rid of large attachments, because 50 gigabytes will hold you for a very, very long time. That business class email also includes advanced features like encryption and being able to have an automatic archiving that also is stored within the cloud. Cloud storage is also added to here, and this is you can use for your personal files. So instead of saving your files on a local basis to My Documents, you're now going to store them inside of OneDrive for Business. And OneDrive for Business will be able to sync together with different devices. So this is kind of like that Dropbox or Box experience, but much, much better, much more refined. It has versioning and certainly not the kinds of syncing and security problems that some of those other services have. Next on top of this is the Link product, and Link is the business version of Skype, and that provides you with secure chat, video conferencing. Screen sharing is the one that we use here at the office on a very, very regular basis. And so, as I said, it's kind of that business version of Skype. And if you do want to be able to communicate with people that don't have a Link account, all they need is a Skype account. So those two products are completely integrated. The platform also provides for being able to have collaboration and file sharing. So within your team, and even for people that are outside of your organization that you're working with, it gives you that capability to be able to combine content into one central location. So file sharing as well as a whole lot more, which we'll go into. All of this gives you, is done on a platform that's highly secure and has a nearly 100% uptime. In reality, we've been using it, as I said, 18 months, and there has been one small outage when you couldn't log into one of the 3 portals for a short amount of time, but otherwise it has been rock solid and wonderful. All of this ends up then giving you anytime, anywhere access to all of your technology from any device that you like. So here's a little bit of a snapshot of what it actually looks like through a browser. You'll see right across the address bar, it'll have Outlook. You'll see, and that would be then a web version of Outlook. You have instant access to your calendar. People is your contacts. OneDrive are your files. Sites are for your shared files or content that you're collaborating and sharing with. Office 365 also integrates very easily with what you already have. Windows 7 and Windows 7 all editions. Windows 8 really gives you your absolutely best experience. But Microsoft has also recognized that it needs to be able to play in the sandbox with the other people, like the Chrome operating system as well as Apple. And all of the products really work extremely well on those platforms as well. As a matter of fact, here at CMIT Stamford, it's New Phone Day, so we have several of us that are going to be moving from iPhones onto Droids, while still being able to keep some people on iPhones as well. So it's really been working very, very well. And we will continue to be able to see that level of overall support happen from Microsoft. Some people like to be able to work out of Outlook, while others like to be able to work out of their desktop. I think business professionals that have been working in larger size firms are very used to being able to work with Outlook. But now what I find is that there are some people, of the newer generation, or maybe newer to technology, that are really used to being able to work exclusively through a browser. And so here's a picture of what Outlook 365, actually this is Outlook 2014. So this is what it looks at and on my desktop. I actually run 2 different email addresses. So you'll see 2 L. Coopersmiths. One's at CMIT Solutions and the other is at CMIT Stamford. And so I'm running 2 different emails in here, and I'm able to keep everything organized. But down towards the left-hand side bottom of the screen, you'll also see all things Office, SharePoint list, team building. This is actually integrated documents that are coming in from our SharePoint sites. So whether or not I want to work more or less in Outlook or I want to work through a browser, Office 365 gives us that capability to be able to see work really in either overall environment. So here's what Outlook would take a look at through the browser. So you'll see again on the left-hand side it has my mailbox. It's also letting me know availability of people. So here Chris Edwards has a green box, which means he's available right now, whereas the other people are just not logged on to the environment. You'll also see that within that, and it's called presence awareness, that we are able to see who may be logged on or not and part of the overall environment. And again, you have your access to Outlook, your calendar, your people, all there at the top of the browser. And here's just a quick look of what the calendar looks like. This particular example only has one calendar, but underneath where it says My Calendars, you can have more than one calendar, and you can actually then have them lay side by side, color coding, so that you can really be able to control what you're doing. So you may be asking, so where do I save my files? You said something about OneDrive for Business. Well, that's exactly it. Instead of saving your files into My Documents, which is a local copy on top of your desktop, you're now going to save it into OneDrive for Business. When you install the Office 365 product, you'll see that show up in your File Explorer. It will also show up in different places in Word, Excel, so that at any point in time, that is just as an easy a choice for you to be able to get into. OneDrive for Business, which is slightly different than OneDrive, which is the consumer version. So OneDrive for Business is a completely protected, private, and secure way for you to be able to store your documents. The difference now being is that they're really in the internet, in the cloud. They're being hosted on Microsoft servers. So this means that anywhere you have an internet connection, whether it's your home, work, walking around with a tablet or a smartphone, or inside of a hotel or a conference room, you're able to get to your files very, very easily. No more having to email a file back and forth to yourself or being able to have to copy it onto a thumb drive. You can get them anywhere, as I said, right on top of your desktop, laptop, iPad, making it all very, very convenient. So now you want to be able to share files. So a lot of people share their files and have a shared folder area within a server or a network drive that they have as a part of their work environment. But then they have to be able to remote onto their computers or use LogMeIn or go to My PC in order to be able to access those. But instead now, Office 365 allows you to be able to move up your file sharing from your local server and hard drives to Microsoft servers. The SharePoint technology, which has been around for, I think, 13 years at this point, has now been also made a part of the overall subscription and is now almost, it really is thrown in for free. What makes SharePoint special is that you're able to now combine different kinds of content onto a single web page. So we can have an area where you've got your documents, which is very much analogous to using a file folder, but you also can have emails and videos and pictures, and it's really an entire web development platform that is very easy, very quick to be able to use. And so we are now creating a lot of document management sites, project sites, collaboration sites for our clients as they're learning how to be able to use this technology more and more. The solution has complete version controls, allows you to be able to get very granular in terms of permission so that you can select who can see what and anywhere. Sites start, really at about $2,000 and can, the imagination can go wild with these. What is Link? So Link is what used to be called instant messaging, and it was integrated together with Skype. And you'll see here on the screen, it integrates together with a lot of the social media feeds so that you can instantly get information and updates, gives you one-click ability to be able to do a video call with that person or an audio call over the internet, or the feature that we love the most is being able to do screen sharing. So I'll be sitting at the office, and whether or not somebody is really just across the room or maybe working from home that day, I'm able to say, hey, let's take a look at the same thing on my screen. So instead of having to be able to have people navigate through their own screens, we say, let's just literally work on one page. The chatting actually ends up being recorded inside of your Outlook experience. So no more having to say, oh, somebody gave me that phone number and it's inside of there and I closed my window in chat and now it's gone. That information is actually copied into your Outlook as a part of a conversation log so that you're able to retain that information. And so the video calling and the and even being able to do group chatting. So we actually do virtual staff meetings sometimes when we're having a bad weather day. So Link also is really a free part of the overall subscription area. So what's new with Office? Many of you were probably using Office 2007 or Office 2010, based on when you may have purchased your computer last. Well, Office 365 now provides you not only your desktop versions of the product, but it also gives you a web product. And so you now have a total of 5 different installs, full functionality on a desktop, and an app version, which some of you, if you've played with Google Docs, it is more functionality than you'll see in Google Docs, but it does allow you to be able to operate in a browser where you don't have to download all of the, the full copy of Word, Excel, and Outlook. The subscription also gives you the availability to the mobile versions of the apps. The mobile versions are great on phones, on iPads, on tablets, and so Microsoft says, hey, we realize it's a great product and everybody wants it. So underneath the subscription, you're now able to install up to 5 different times your copy of Office. So now it's giving you with one price the ability to be able to have it on your home machine, on your work machine, on your phone, on your tablet. And so it really, really works out great for people that don't just work inside the office all the time. So here's a little bit about the Office 365 plans. There are an awful lot of them, and they are actually introducing new combinations all the time. The 2 big combinations are really whether or not you're going to subscribe for just email and file sharing, and then whether or not you're going to subscribe to the Office products. So you'll see within the small business plans, you can get started with email and file sharing at $5 per month per user. If you want to be able to add in a version of the Office products for desktop, that's going to cost you $12.50. What's really great about this is that you can actually mix and match the subscriptions within a particular edition. So you can have some people on a small business plan that's at $5, while other on a small business plan premium. We find that even though, the word enterprise is a little bit, misleading. It really doesn't mean big business, but we actually find it's better to be able to have organizations subscribe to one of the E-plans because it gives them a much better ability to be able to mix and match and meet the needs in an extremely cost-effective way to be able to do this. These prices do change from time to time, so always call us to be able to see whether there's a partner special that's running that we can provide you extra special pricing for. In addition to the traditional Office products, Microsoft also makes available the Visio product, which is used for being able to do diagramming, as well as Microsoft Project, which a lot of people use for being able to do project management. So industries like construction, especially, as well as people that really have project-based businesses, really want to be able to use this. Previously, they were not able to afford it because these products are often, $400 and up, a copy. But now they can be added for simply a couple extra dollars a month to any one subscription, giving people that ability to be able to use those products as well. And so from here you can see, and yes, this is really, really tiny, but here is just the beginning of the list of all of the different individual SKUs. So there's a tremendous ability to be able to mix and match things. But again, it really, I think the top plan, which is the E3 or E4 plan, is $22.50 a month. And so you can very cost effectively get a whole lot of functionality for not too much. So where can you buy Office 365? There are a couple different places. We suggest being able to buy it through a Microsoft partner such as ourselves. There is no additional cost. So Microsoft is providing the product regardless of how and who you sell it, who you purchase it from, at the same standard rates. As partners, we do sometimes have some specials, and if you purchase from a partner, you're getting that just additional attention, and we will provide you then ongoing support as well. If you are interested in the product, we can provide you with a 30-day free trial, as well as be able to work with you to make sure that you get started with the right plan. If you start off with the wrong plan and then need to be able to go, you may find yourself on the phone with Microsoft for a couple hours, which just can be a terrible waste of time sometimes. So those are the different places to be able to do it. Well, we also can make it all happen. Office 365 has a tremendous amount of functionality, as you've seen, between the email and the cloud drive and the sharing and the different Office products. Your company is most likely going to need some assistance in being able to do all of this out. So you have two different ways. You can either try to be able to do this all yourself and be able to go through that incremental learning, or you can hire a partner like CMIT Solutions of Stamford, and we can set you all up and be able to migrate your data. So in the case of email, we have very much and regularly do migrate people from on-premise Exchange servers, so they may be running their own mail server, and it's now aged or getting old, and it needs to be able to be replaced. And so we're seeing a lot of people then being able to just migrate up to the Office 365 product. You know, even something as simple as Link, we found that we need to show people and give them a little bit of an orientation and provide that ongoing Q&A. And so we wrap this together a lot with our managed services so that people can just use our help desk in addition to being able to fix the computer problems that may crop up on their desktops. We can also provide them with any and all guidance in terms of Office 365 and how to be able to leverage it. How can you keep up with technology? CMIT really sees itself as the go-to company for small business technology. And so we maintain several different feeds. We have a blog, which you'll see posted on our website. We have a Twitter feed, which we use a lot of times for alerts that are happening, whether it's viruses or weather, different types of things that you instantaneously need to do. We are active in the LinkedIn community, and then we do also have a Quick Tips subscription, and you can register for Quick Tips on our email, which provides you a weekly or bi-weekly tip about technology and keeps you knowledgeable. So I would like to be able to thank you all for taking out time and hope that now you've got a better understanding of Office 365, Microsoft's Office in the cloud. If you have any questions or would like to be able to arrange for a one-on-one session, we can go through the individual needs for your organization, perform an overall readiness test, and provide you with a proposal and a quote to be able to move your organization onto Microsoft's Office 365, Office in the Cloud. Thank you very much. And that concludes today's webinar. A recording will be made available in about a day or so for anyone that may not have been able to listen to the entire content. Bye-bye, and thank you.